What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Two Peas and a Podcast. I'm Ben, and here is my co-host, Kyle. Kyle, how you doing?
Ben, I've had a day, man.
Yeah.
It's hot.
It's a hot day. It's
like
a
hot
90 something.
Oh, it's like May 2nd as of we're this recording, and the sun said it's May.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Traditional Virginia, like we didn't have like a true spring. It kind of rains a little bit, and it's cold while it's raining, and all of a sudden it's just 90.
Yeah, and then someone from work will come in and be like, "You should go outside don't forget your lunch break. It's nice outside." And you go outside, and it's like 80 degrees, and I'm like, "Wah."
Yeah, I'm a fan of cooler temperatures myself.
Oh,
I don't know about you.
I would definitely rather live in a cold place that I can warm up with nice, cool, fashionable sweaters.
Yes.
And have a nice temperate summer, right? Not too hot. I do like the New England area for that. But we're not here to complain about the weather.
Not all the time.
We're here to talk about One Piece, chapter 1102 and chapter 1103.
I think it's 12 and 13, but I think 1112. It's been hot. We are. It's all right.
I said the numbers properly.
You did. Yeah. So this is the first chapter roundup we're gonna do. I think the plan is we're gonna basically at the beginning of every month talk about last month's chapters. Basically, it's like because we are in the end times of One Piece, which is crazy that we're here, and things are getting real every week. And he's not taking long breaks.
Yeah, well, I mean, every chapter that comes out has been, in this arc, like, from the get-go, it's just been bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the first of many chapter roundups we're going to do. I think we're probably going to do, like, every time Oda goes on his break, we might do a roundup or something like that. That's every 2 or 3 chapters together. I think that makes for a more lengthy and interesting discussion. More stuff to talk about.
Too, yeah.
Yeah. So Ben did some homework. I did not. So he's going to take the charge on topic discussion today. So what do you want to talk about?
So let's see. Chapter 1112.
That's the number.
That is the number. Okay. So interestingly enough, I felt that like while Egghead has been extremely high paced and high octane, Oda does this thing every now and then, usually in the short in between arcs, where he's just putting pieces where they need to be, like characters, people, things. And this almost felt like that a little bit because right now Vegapunk is about to tell the world something. He's about to broadcast to the world something incredibly important.
Yes.
But that's been going on for a couple chapters now. It's been like the longest countdown of our lives, even though it's only 10 minutes. And we're finally getting there. So 1112, some stuff's kind of going crazy. And the main thing I took away from here is, 2 people are starting to are sacrificing themselves here. Stussy is staying behind on Egghead, apparently.
Man.
She says someone needs to make sure this final job gets done. So that makes me think she's going down with the ship, as it were, whatever's happening here. And then Edison also hurls himself into the Frontier Dome to help facilitate the Straw Hat's escape. There is a real heavy theme of sacrifice surfacing here.
That's something that Oda's done kind of recently, right? With like Pedro.
Yeah,
he's dead. That's kind of.
I think we're gonna start seeing bodies drop, like for real. Like
bodies have to drop. The Gorosei are here.
Yeah,
like some people are not gonna make it.
They are not, and a lot of characters I've talked about them kind of in passing have death flags on them. In my opinion, like Shanks.
Yeah,
I don't think Shanks gets out of this series alive.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, I don't think. Let's see who else is really Garp. To me, is on the chopping block here.
Yeah, especially with what's going on in Hashinosu.
Yeah. So yeah, and now like you said, Pedro sacrificed himself to get them away from Whole Cake and weaken Prospero. So I think this is going to start happening more and more because the enemies are getting desperate.
Yeah. Also, like, Vegapunk's body's pretty much dead. I think that's confirmed.
Yeah, he did say that the broadcast triggers by his heart stopped beating.
Right.
So
I think that's the next chapter that
it is, and we can just blend these together because there wasn't so much in 1112 that I took notes on.
Yeah, these two chapters kind of run right into each other. Mm-hmm. I do. You want to talk about the cover story?
The color spread? Yeah, I love it. I love it so much.
I said the cover story.
Oh, the cover story.
Color spread's very good too.
Yeah, both.
We love them. The color spread for the 13.
Yeah, with Robin playing chess.
So good.
And I saw the there's I forget exactly what it's called, but Oda shows how his thought processes of what he's composing these pieces and stuff, and you can see his how he goes about drawing these things, and also just the fact that he took the time to lay out how an actual chessboard would work and put pieces where they can actually be, but also looks good.
Yeah,
compositionally.
Yeah. It makes a lot of sense.
He does so much work.
He does, man. It's crazy how much sometimes you get some good lore in those.
Oh yeah, and then the cover story. Yamato's being shown around Wano, correct?
Yeah, so the title is Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage Volume 3. Mm-hmm. Quote, "You can have that parting gift, Yamato, as long as you do something for me." And it's Kinemon kind of looking like he's lecturing him.
Yeah.
And Yamato looks happy happy as a clam.
Yeah. So cute.
I think I don't know what's written there because I don't read Japanese kanji very well.
Yeah, me not at all.
I mean, I can get around with some hiragana a little bit, but I think I remember seeing a translator note for the unofficial, meaning gift or something like that.
That makes sense.
So, wonder what's in there.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
Last thing I'll say about
passport.
Passport. That's part of something I did today. Is I renewed my passport.
Hey,
yeah,
there you go.
I got the expedition started, expedited, and oh man, it's been a busy day.
Yeah,
but I'm glad that we're getting more Wano stuff in the cover story because there is a lot. I felt like Oda cut a lot of stuff out of Wano,
which is insane to say
because it was so huge. Oh my gosh. But this is not the Wano hate podcast. I mean, it can be later, maybe. But
we'll carve out an episode.
Let's see. Is there anything else we want to talk about? 112 or 1112.
I took notes of a few oddities, just things to think about and chew over, but they're not really big plot related things.
Okay.
Hit Luffy, Gear 5, energy runs out, and food snaps him back pretty much immediately. I found that kind of funny.
It's giant food.
It is, yeah. It's fermented shark. I can't pronounce it. I don't speak whatever language.
Hakarl.
I
read Vinland Saga, guys. So
yeah,
I know Nordic.
I'll defer to you. I don't know how to pronounce Nordic words. Yeah, I don't. Fermented shark. I would try it once. It probably smells funky.
Yeah, I mean, look at him. He's crying eating that thing. But yeah, it's like Lembas, you know.
He had 4.
How many did you eat? 4.
That's too funny. I watched that to fall asleep last night because I could not fall asleep. I came off the night shift to go to the day shift, so I was just wide awake until 2 a.m.
Put on the extended editions, man. That's always an easy.
I did. It was still running when I got up.
There you go. There's a Frankie one-shots Admiral or Vice Admiral Nine Chins.
Yeah, I wrote that down too. I was like, yo, Frankie just strong righted this guy in his 9 chins.
Yeah. Strong right, dude. That has my boy Frankie.
Frankie's a ship now.
Oh God, I love that. Love that man. Yeah, sucks about Stussy. I kind of hope she makes it out alive. York is.
She's doing her best.
She's doing her best, but I feel like she might. Get eaten by one of these Gorosei.
Yeah, eaten or they're like, we really didn't intend on honoring this agreement.
Yeah, they don't seem like the kind of people who would.
Yeah.
You know?
I think she's getting dropped. Like somehow. She's only around as long as she's useful. She's joined the leopards eating my face party.
Yeah. So she's kind of, I don't know. She's gonna be surprised Pikachu when that happens.
Wait, what?
I love. Who's that? Who's the worm?
That is Mercury. No, sorry, Mars.
Mars. Okay, which one is that again?
He's the younger looking guy. The youngest. He still has like blonde hair.
Yeah. I kind of like him.
Yeah, I think he's the head of agriculture. I think
that would make sense. Him being a dune worm.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is very prescient and like timely here, Oda.
I know. But I like how the teeth are just like normal people teeth.
It's so weird.
So it's like it's not a bunch of like, like tentacle things or whatever. It's
bristles or baleen, as it were.
Yes.
Like yeah.
I like how Luffy does a good old red rock, just a normal old red rock, and it hurts him. Youch.
Yeah, so I guess I don't like. I it's hard to tell when certain types of hockey are being used occasionally, but I don't think that his attack this time, like Red Rock, was or Red Hawk, excuse me, was like had Conqueror's hockey infused, and maybe that's why it didn't get through. Hard to say.
Well, if you look at why am I sounding like that again? You hear that?
No, what's that?
Whoa! I'm like peeking.
Oh, that's the speaker.
Oh, that's a little distracting.
Yeah.
Oh, boo, speaker. Okay, well, anyway, I don't remember if it's the if that's his design or if he's just got hockey on his head, the boar. Mm-hmm. I don't.
It's always been there, but it's hard to say because there are like certain artistic inconsistencies occasionally. When it comes to hockey and lightning specifically.
Right.
So I don't really put too much stock in it. To me, this is just like, hey, you got to put your all into it, dude. You can't pussyfoot around with these attacks. You need to actually go for it.
Oh, 100%.
Like their Yonko, like Big Mom's skin or whatever. Like she was hard too. Like you just have to hit him with everything. Like.
Yeah, it took 3 of the supernovas to beat Big Mom.
Yeah, it's oof.
Yeah. And so you end this chapter with Jupiter finding the Den Mushi, but you hear glub glub glub, and he's looking concerned. And let me tell you, everyone was freaking out that week about what the glub 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 was. Because it was supposed to be like a bubbling noise.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, it's the return of Khalifa or whatever. But I think we can go on to chapter.
Yeah. We got Vegapunk's head in a vat. Not his brain, his head.
His head.
Yeah. His whole head.
The whole head, including the brain.
And the hair.
It's
it's somehow grosser not being a brain.
Is this you, Vegapunk? Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
there it is, man. That's a little gruesome looking, like the way Oda draws, like the line shadows too. Oof.
Yeah, the hatching. There's Egghead does have this kind of like simmering underneath it, really tricky scientific ethical questions. It doesn't really dwell on them too long, which is a minor frustration for me. But One Piece never really cared to do that. It just kind of wants to be like muse about it. And then move on.
Well, I mean, we had that whole arc about, Caesar drugging children.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, I mean, they also talk about, like, doesn't Frankie, like, make some cyborg animals in Baltimore?
Does he? Maybe?
Yeah, because we see later, I think, this chapter, right? They do a little cut to all the Straw Hats peoples throughout the world. You get to see the Usopp pirates, carrot, apple, and onion. What?
Yeah, Kyle looks healthy as hell.
Yeah, dude, she looks. I mean, she's pretty healthy when she's not getting poisoned by her butler.
Yeah.
Also, Mary confirmed alive again. I don't know how they're going to do that in the live action.
Yeah, I
Get
think
another Mary.
I think they just write him out. I don't know, man. We knew he was alive ages ago, but whatever.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably not the biggest plot hole.
And then it shows Baltimore, and I like this part. He was born here? That's right. He's the pride of Baltimore.
Yeah.
Oh, the one from the Nightmare of Baltimore? No, that's Frankie. And he's a ship now. Talking about his wanted poster because it's just the Sunny.
Well, it's the Sunny, but it's also like if you on his shoulders it has written BF, whatever. He's Battle Frankie, which are like his Battle Frankie ships. So Frankie has actually turned himself into one of his warships.
Turned himself into a goddamn warship. Funniest shit I've ever seen.
So like they're not wrong, but probably not for the reason they think they are.
Yeah, it's like put an asterisk there. Like you still get the credit, but like
half credit.
All right, who else?
I think Emily Dickinson's gay.
Love it.
So
the Birdie Kingdom.
Yeah, we go all around. The next thing that Vegapunk says that I'm really interested in is he claims that he's committed 2 sins.
Okay.
Now,
he gets it started, right?
Yeah, he does. He gets there because it's all reactions like, oh, he's gonna say the thing, and they're all like, we can't let him say the thing.
Hold on, before we leave this part, okay. I like the Birdie Kingdom where Chopper was training.
Right.
All the locals there. I actually started rereading from Fishman Island, so I started at like Romance Dawn for the New World, where it's showing all the people, and Chopper is like, wow, I thought you guys, and I quote, I thought you were all savages with no like intellect at all, but you have this amazing library. And the guy's like, Chopper, I don't know if you were thinking out loud, but that was really rude.
Yeah.
And so just seeing these guys again, like right after I read that, made me feel good. One Piece has a way of like doing that.
Yeah, they're very endearing, honestly.
Yeah, and then Hachinosu is also going on, and
yeah, how will this impact the pirate world, I wonder?
Well, yeah, I mean, they're all fighting the Navy right now, right? They don't.
Did that happen? Well, that was the.
Why? I keep doing this.
Oop.
We're gonna. I keep so that's for the that's for the ending, and I like stuck it away, but I guess I didn't tuck it away far enough.
Yeah, that's fine. We try to time these things, but
17 minutes.
I think that they were fighting the Marines. Like that was like kind of a flashback, right? Because that was the incident, right?
Yeah. And so they look like they're just arguing with each other now.
Yeah, that just seems to me like what that island's like,
right?
All the time.
Okay.
So, because we know what Vegabunk's message is because we've read the chapter,
right? What is this last place right here in the bottom right hand corner?
I'm not sure.
What does that building look like?
Dressrosa? I don't know. It could be anywhere. They've got umbrellas. I don't recognize any of the characters of the dress or anything.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
Yeah. So basically, Vegapunk's 2 sins. Now, I'm curious if he considers these crimes much like Zunisha has committed a crime that we don't know about, or if these are like world government considered sins, right? Like O'Hara committed the sin of researching the Void Century, right? So I'm not quite sure which these are, or if these are a personal or an external thing. But I'm interested in what you think. Maybe do we have any guesses what his crimes are, what his sins are?
Let me fast forward that.
He kind of waffles for a bit
because there's a little bit. All right.
It's like I won't call whoever killed me good or evil. Blah blah.
Right. I'm just trying to.
Yeah.
Hey! Stop that app. I will not apply the labels of good and evil at all. In fact, because I understand too little about him to begin with.
Yeah, I think some people read into that him being bold too much. I think he's just referring to whoever killed him.
Yes.
So I don't think that him is like that certain person that Oda does all the time. I think this is just referring to whoever killed him.
Yeah.
Hypothetically.
So you want to talk about what his two sins are?
Possibly. Yeah. Like, I don't know what they are. I don't know what Zunash's crime is. I think that maybe because the Birdie Kingdom residents, right? They talk about like, oh, he's a great scientific mind, but all of his advances basically get used to make weapons. I wonder if like him creating, if he considers creating the Mother Flame one of his sins.
I can't find the panel where he's talking about that.
Let's see. It's he kind of starts with it. It's where right after Sanji kicks Venus. Next page,
okay.
Venus bites him.
Okay, yeah. I have committed two sins.
Yeah.
Therefore, whether I am arrested or rescued, I shall program.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he sees this kind of as him making amends a little bit too.
Sure. So obviously, back in the day, we had those flashbacks with him and Dragon, right? Mm-hmm. Where Vegapunk chose to side with the government in it for funding for his research on a bunch of different things, and in exchange he makes what the government wants him to make, right?
Yeah.
It very much parallels some real world stuff.
Yeah.
A timely movie from last summer.
Yeah.
So I think he regrets those actions.
Yeah.
And maybe has tried to since then do as much good as possible.
Yeah,
to maybe not even. I don't know if he's able to make up for it, but at least just do what he can as the smartest individual on the planet. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think the creation of the Mother Flame is one thing, for sure, because it is a fucking nuke.
Yeah,
it leaves holes in the fucking ocean.
Yeah, and he is Einstein, right? So like his theory of like whatever, like it's very much I think it's an analog to that. So yeah, I'd say the Mother Flame, and I think the other one might be a little more personal. I think that him effectively killing Kuma might be the other.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I was going to bring that up too. Yeah. Because he caused. They had that whole group with Kizaru, Sentomaru, Bonnie, and Kuma were they got very close and acted as family, and him. I mean, he still put those fail safes in, for Kuma and Bonnie's sake,
right?
But at the end of the day, he still did what he did to Kuma.
Yeah, It seems to me very much that at the end of his life, he's like, he wants to, he needs to address these two.
Yes.
So he has with Kuma by giving Bonnie authority. Mm-hmm. And in fact, that was a big point of the last chapter. Like, you gave a 12-year-old the power to level a nation, basically, kind of thing. Like,
yeah, but the 12-year-old's cool.
Yeah, and like, yeah, I think she deserves it. the series if Bonnie had a gun, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right.
No, so that, and then also, I think he is going to, because this ties into like what the his reveal is here. So I think maybe we just move on to that, because that's pretty much all that's left here.
Yeah,
is a discussion of that. The world is sinking into the sea.
Yep. And well, the sea levels will rise.
Yeah. So I guess are the sea levels rising or are the islands sinking? I think the sea levels rising.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
So, like let's say you have a floating ball in a bathtub, right? Mm-hmm. You push the ball into the bathtub, right? The water has to go somewhere, so it rises. Right. Right.
Okay.
So maybe it's the same thing.
Maybe, yeah. I think it's
because how much did the sea level rise? Did they say like
it was like
2 inches,
3 feet, or something like that?
3 feet.
It was not a small amount.
3 feet's a lot.
Yeah, it was a cataclysmic amount, actually.
Oh,
yeah,
frick.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact number. I'll have to go looking for it.
Okay.
Should have wrote that down in hindsight.
Yeah,
but it was not a small number.
Okay.
It is a big number.
It is a very big number. And so reading and like finding out about the world sinking. Here's the thing with One Piece is that it's very like Oda will give you hints and stuff, and even if it's just in 1 or 2 panels, it'll be in between like a comedy bit or, you know, Luffy fighting somebody, and it's like, we're focusing on these fights and everything. Also, here's a little bit of lore, and then all of a sudden, all these things crop up, and you're like, oh my god, yeah, Water 7 or not Water 7, but Eni's lobby is above a fucking hole in the ocean.
Yeah.
Okay. What was there?
Yeah. What happened here, guys? Also, the island is perpetually day somehow. Like what?
I don't know.
That doesn't make sense on a globe. Like what? I did hear an interesting theory about that though.
Do tell.
So, Punk Hazard is permanently changed by 2 Logia powers going nuts.
Right. That was the fight between Aokiji and Lava Guy.
Right.
Akainu, right?
Akainu, yeah. So, I guess the theory is that someone wielding the light fruit power, for some reason, like, used their power too much around Eni's lobby. It could have been Kizaru, it could have been a previous user, and that is the reason that it is always bright in daytime in Eni's lobby, is that the Logia has transformed the island's climate permanently somehow.
Well,
basically.
I mean, the way that islands are on the Grand Line, and maybe this actually would illuminate, pardon the pun, pun intended, by the way.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Thank you. I'm full of them. But, you know, in the early One Piece, they talk about the how mysterious the Grand Line is, and they're like, you guys aren't ready. The islands there ain't freaking normal, right? Each island has its own crazy thing. Like Alabasta's, it's desert island, right?
Yeah.
But Drum Island's a winter island, but they're kind of on pretty much the same latitude, right?
On the same route, at least. Yeah, in the Grand Line.
Yeah, so...
But I think the Grand Line runs diagonally across... Like, I'm not quite sure. This geography's kind of weird.
Well, I would need to look at the planet again.
Yeah.
But if it's, like, tilted on its axis the way Earth is...
Right, but there's no reason to believe that it corresponds to the, like, tropics in any way.
Well, I mean, they didn't have to sail far to get there, right?
Exactly. So things are fucky.
Yeah, things are fucky, and I think the One Piece planet might actually be kind of... I feel like it must be smaller than Earth. Like, I feel like it must be a lot smaller.
Maybe.
Just because of how not far these islands are in between each other. Or either that or Oda just, like, skips to the islands.
Yeah, I think this is just an example of Oda not caring about scale.
Yeah,
personally.
That's right. You can't get caught on that.
Yeah, I don't think he cares too much. He's like, this number sounds big, just intuitively, or this number sounds small intuitively.
Oh,
like,
man.
And that's all there is to it.
Yeah, for real.
Like,
so...
you know.
I like that. I like the light fruit is there. I don't know if
I don't even think that's its actual name. I just said that. I think it's called whatever. It's
the light.
Glint? I think it might be the glint.
The glint, the loom.
Something like that. I don't know.
I'm a fan of loom.
They have funny
fruit.
names. Like Smokers is the plume for it.
Plume with the loom.
Yeah.
They'll tell you the true.
Yeah.
Cloud Atlas. I got tricked into watching that movie.
Oh.
Every time I thought it was going to end, it kept going for another 30 minutes.
So that way a lot of movies these days.
Yeah. But
so the world is sinking.
Yeah.
And we've had a lot of clues.
Yes, we have, and all of a sudden it just hits you in the face.
Yeah, and you're like, yeah, we should have predicted that. Actually,
at the end of the world, you're going to have the Red Line and Water 7, and that's it.
Yeah, because Iceberg's trying to turn the city into a ship.
Yeah, that's like, it's kind of funny how, like, there's 3 ship islands in One Piece that we know of.
Yeah, Thriller Bark
and Totala
Totland. Totland, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, Big Mom's country is her ship, and like she sends it's like modular. Mm-hmm. They send out pieces of her country out, or whatever.
It's wild.
Yeah.
It's like a whole archipelago, basically, of islands made out of stuff and ships and.
Well, a Subodi archipelago is just a bunch of
like mangroves. Yeah,
mangroves. It's just tall. It's just big, thick grass. That's all trees are. It's just a real thick piece of grass.
We're gonna get some botanist really angry.
I'm sorry. All plants are grass. Sometimes it's thicker. Sometimes it's not.
Yeah. Also, someone when I was going back pointed out to me that in Alabasta we may have had a hint as well. Well, two actually.
Sure.
That the city kind of looks like it has channels like coming out of it, like much like it at one point used to have to deal with water for some reason. But also Vivi mentions kind of in passing that the river, there are dugongs in it. And Sanji remarks that, oh, it's weird to see saltwater dugongs in a river. And she's like, yeah, the sea has been encroaching on the river delta and whatever and stuff like that over the time.
Oh, my God.
And so I was just like, what?
So I recently watched a video on YouTube talking about how, like, One Piece would have ended if Oda really finished it within, like, 5 to 6 years.
Yeah.
And they made a lot of good points. I'm if I find it, I'll link to it in the description.
I'd love to see that.
But he's basically saying that all the puzzle pieces for the end game of One Piece are pronounced really a lot between Alabasta, Skypiea, and like Water 7 and Enies Lobby.
Right. Okay.
Because the Shishibukai were like...
Yeah, they were an editor choice, basically.
Right? And Oda thought they were too cool not to draw, right? So that kind of extended things, amongst
dealing with
a whole
them
lot
for
of...
like 10 years.
Yeah, right? Oh, my God. Law, get off the fucking ship. God.
We did get rid of him, finally.
I know, finally.
and then
Caribou's like, I'm still here. I forgot Caribou had a fucking brother.
Yeah, he hasn't been around for a while.
What happened to that guy? I'm just rereading. I'm like, Caribou and Caribou, or
I don't remember his name.
I don't remember his name. And I'm like, they're brother captains.
Like, were you always here?
Where did you go? No, but I was. What was I saying?
We were talking about the hints.
Oh, yeah. So, like, you get the first poneglyphs and Alabasta, right?
Right.
And then you have... That's where you first hear about Pluton, right?
Yes.
That's what that poneglyph's about, is about the ancient weapon Pluton. You go to Skypiea, and then you hear about... Is it Uranus?
I don't think Uranus is mentioned up there.
I know you're trying to say Uranus because you're not going to try to say Uranus, but Uranus still sounds like urine, so there's a joke there.
That's how I've always pronounced it. I wasn't trying to say, like, not say anus. It's funny either way.
I mean, where's this free country? We can say anus.
I can say anus.
It's not necessary.
I can say urine.
And you can say
I can say
anus.
I'm just kidding. He didn't bleep me. I bleep myself.
Sorry. I've got brain rot.
But yeah, I don't think it mentioned an ancient weapon. It might have. I don't remember actually.
Well, mentioned something, and then Roger was here. LOL.
Yeah, that's all I really remember about what it said. Because it feels like we get a lot of random history that we don't get a lot of. Like Robin, like just kind of mouthing things, and we're just like, okay, I don't know what these countries or dates are. I don't have context, and then weapons, and you're like, oh, she's not interested in that, and Luffy's not interested in that, so like,
right.
Like.
Well, there's also in that video they talk about how like they get to Water 7 and Frankie has the Pluton blueprints, and like
casually,
it's just great. What the fuck? That's it's ridiculous. Like, so I don't know. There's a lot to look at if you look backwards, because Oda always kind of knew how he wanted to end the series. That's what he said. So, just kind of weaving the tail longer and longer as he gets there.
Yeah. Oh man.
What else? Oh, Impel Down was probably built on land.
Oh geez, yeah. Like how many countries are submerged now?
Probably
like there was
a
Old
lot.
Water 7, which is below the ocean line. We know.
Right. There's
an Old Wano.
Old Wano. Mm-hmm.
Like, how many cities and countries had to keep doing this? I'm sure there's more we've seen even too.
Oh yeah.
That are just escaping my thought here. But there's just
the whole world, man. I mean,
it makes Kingdom is
why is all of the why is 90% of the landmass in one like goddamn line?
Yeah,
that's by design, dude.
Someone put it there.
Someone put it there.
Yeah, no, I'm not a conspiracy theorist in real life, but One Piece gives me an excuse because the government is responsible for fucking everything.
Speak truth, king.
This is my outlet. You guys just need to find yourselves a fictional story you can
conspire about,
conspiracy theorize about.
Yes,
I can do words. We can do this.
In chapter 1101 2.
Oh no, the sun is getting to my noggin. So yeah, the world's gonna sink. We had a lot of hints. The mother flame. How many times has it been used? At least twice.
Yeah. At least twice. One that.
Oh yeah. And speaking of the government, you mentioned this in passing about the red line. They clearly knew that the sea was rising
because they built their fucking base on top of the highest point in the world.
Yeah. Everybody out there, it's always the powerful people. They know the shit's going down. They know they've screwed us all over, and they're gonna build. I mean, in real life, they're gonna go to the moon, I guess, or something, or Mars, God knows. But in One Piece, they have retreated to simply the highest piece of land.
We'll just take Bikini Bottom and push it somewhere else.
Yeah, little do they know that Enel, he's like, man, I'm ahead of you guys. I got to the moon,
He got to the moon, and he's going to come back with, like, thunder minions.
Yeah, and, like, robots and aliens and shiz and, like...
Y'all anime watchers don't know about that.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff on the moon, and it's canon and probably important.
Yeah. There's, the pictures of, like, Blackbeard crying at the moon.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And the moon being like half moon is the shape of a D, right?
Oh, yeah, that was a thought. It's a pictograph, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure D stands for dawn now.
Does it?
Luffy on Gear 5, all of his moves is gum, dawn, punch.
I thought you meant D-O-N.
Oh, do it with a dawn.
Yeah.
I think it's a double entendre.
Oh, shit. He would do that.
Well, here's also the other thing, right?
Yeah.
He would do that because Raftel Laugh-Tale. I mean, I still call it Raftel. They called it Raftel 40 times in that arc review.
I had friends just get to Twin Peaks, and dude, Crocus drops the name
Fire Walk
Raftel.
With Me, Twin Peaks.
Oh no, fantastic though.
Yes,
big David Lynch fan. Crocus the lighthouses.
Right.
And he drops the name of the last island, Raftel, and you're just like, wow, and like. That wasn't supposed to be a secret, I guess, but because of localization.
I think, they had to have a whole movie come out to clear it up.
Yeah.
It's actually Laugh Tale.
Yeah, someone came into his office, guys, in the West, they are super confused.
They're not even confused. They just believe it's something else that it isn't.
Yeah, we accidentally hoodwinked them all and didn't mean to.
And Oda's like, I'll take it.
Yeah, he's like, this gives me a really, really funny idea.
Well, so you take that you take that that concept where Oda it's actually it's this thing, right? One Piece is going to be PEACE, and that's what the One Piece is going to be.
Have you heard me talk about what the One Piece treasure's full name can translate to before, or have you heard someone talk about that?
No, I'm completely new. Please.
Okay, so the way that One Piece is written in Japanese,
One Piece
is the actual how they say the treasure's name, but when it's written the treasure of the One Piece and whatever the fuck alphabet, or I don't know if it's kanji or katakana or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not mistaken, it's I'm not going to say the actual Japanese because I don't remember, but it can read a number of ways. It can read.
So it's probably kanji. Yeah,
it can read one sea at peace. It can read as the rope linking all men. Yeah, it has quite a few interesting ways to read it. Actually, yeah.
I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah, I think Tekking did a video about it, and that was my introduction to that because I don't speak Japanese, let alone read it.
Did Tech King?
Is it pronounced Tekking? Tech King?
Well,
whatever.
I'm Oda-izing his name.
Okay. Yeah, no, And I even believe that he was discussing it because someone else did the translation. Another English Japanese speaker.
Ah, okay.
Because he was, to all of us who do not read the Japanese language and understand all of those
nuances.
Yeah. Because we are not native speakers.
They draw, their words are pictures.
Yeah.
And they mean a lot, and that's very cool.
Yeah. It leads to a lot of really cool and useful. Like, they love wordplay in Japanese.
Oh, yeah.
They love wordplay.
Did you hear about that one manga that was all about, like, Japanese wordplay? And it had, like, the person translating it had to quit after 8 chapters because it's, like, he had, like, there's translator's notes in every, like, empty space on the page where it's like, this is how this joke actually is written. Yeah, this is the joke, but you're not going to get it because it's like this. And he quit.
Oh, man.
I don't remember the name of the manga, but it was in Weekly Jump. I think this is an article from like 2 years ago.
Dude should have like an honorary doctorate at some college.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That's just so much work.
Well, I really like the puns that cross language barriers. Like, there's a few in JoJo that are really good that I just can't think about. Because, like, in JoJo, a lot of their names, most of the characters' names and stands are music references. Yeah. And if, I'm blanking on their different word plays, but it's good. Okay.
It's good. It's moral here.
It's good.
We have a sister podcast who talks about it.
we do.
And I got to meet those guys last week because I accidentally walked in on the recording.
It was the first full meeting of the Planet Zero Productions crew.
Yeah.
For including Ben. Yeah. That was Eric and Christian. They talk about comic books on the other one, and then Eric and I talk about JoJo and like the greater manga world. I would like for Yumi and Eric to get together one day and just talk about manga, have a one-off special or something.
Oh, that'd be fine.
Yeah.
It's like a podcast wide thing, or like we just talk about, or like do an actual book club and then don't even like just novels, like a novel or something.
Oh my
Out of
God.
Everybody is like kind of wheelhouse. Well, I mean, I read novels, but
I made 3 chapters into Dune like a year ago when you were like, yeah, dude, you should read Dune, and I have not read any since. I'm trying to keep up with Jing at least. That's been a fun little romp.
I'm glad you're enjoying that. I forgot to bring any books today.
Oh, it's okay. I forgot to do anything. Well, is there anything else you want to chat about these chapters and the theories and stuff? The world's ending?
Oh man, no. I think I'm really excited to hear the rest of his message here.
Yeah.
Because I think he might. Well, he started at the end, at his conclusion, basically.
Yes.
So
he's going to explain
in the details.
Yeah. I think
that's what I'm excited about.
The official chapter comes out
next week.
No, we're on break. It's Golden Week.
Right, yeah. So not this Sunday, but next Sunday.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a little bit more time, and then there's another break after that chapter. Actually, that's the Oda break.
Yeah, the Luffy's birthday is in 3 days as of right now. His birthday is Children's Day.
That's so sweet because he has the heart of a child.
Yeah. He doesn't drink, but I'll drink for him, and he can have milk.
Luffy, dude, milk's what kids drink. Hey, you drink me. It's fucking funny, man.
maybe I don't drink milk often. Maybe I'll have a drink of milk 3 days.
How about do a white Russian? Go and meet him halfway. Oh man, we got a little bit of time left. You want to just chat about some other stuff?
Regarding One Piece. Like,
or just in general. Let's just take 10 minutes and
how. So I introduced Kyle to one of my old favorite series of manga that I was introduced to in my preteen years, called Jing, King of Bandits, and it was started serialization in 2001. Mm-hmm. And it's I don't know how many people would consider it good, but I love it.
It's a romp.
It is fun.
It's a romp. It's a fun romp. I've read 1.5 chapters.
Yeah. Okay. So you're like halfway into the
they're at the
Phantom
they're
ship.
at the Blue Lagoon.
Blue Hawaii.
Blue Hawaii. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Which is another drink.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty much every character in place in this series is named after a cocktail or a liquor.
Yeah. Gin is Jing.
Yep.
Jing, Gin.
Jing. His companion Kier. Kier is a really simple cocktail of it's wine and it's white wine and a liqueur called creme de cassis.
Oh.
And Kier Royale is you change the wine to sparkling wine.
And a Royale with cheese is what they call it in France.
Yeah. Wait, what? I just said yeah. I was like, yes. Yes, and?
No. No, it's a Quentin Tarantino movie.
I haven't seen it.
That's
Damn.
English motherfucker. Do you speak it?
Marginally.
You know what I'm talking about. It's
Yeah.
not Reservoir Dogs. It's Pulp Fiction. That's
I always pretended that I'd seen Pulp Fiction for the longest time. I was too embarrassed to say I hadn't seen it in college.
it's okay. I've seen most Tarantino movies once. Couple of them twice. One of them 3 times, I think.
I've seen a few of his. I've seen Kill Bill.
Yeah, Kill Bill is good. The first part was better, I think.
Is. I like Kill Bill Volume 1.
Yeah.
Part of it was just I was looking at it and I was just like, oh, this is near Automata. I was like, we got a hot lady with this katana.
Yeah, and she's got to kill Bill.
I mean, Nier is not like that at all, but just the aesthetic of that, I'm just like, oh yeah, I have a trope that I like.
Nier's on sale for like I think $12 for the Ultimate Edition on PlayStation, and I'm thinking I'm going to pick it up.
It's a good game.
I know, I've heard.
Favorite game? Anybody out there? People know like I'm a Zelda fan, but like I played Nier and I was like, this is different. Like, oh man,
it's like tasting your first Krabby Patty or something.
Oh geez, yeah, that was and then I went back and played all the old Nier and Drakengard games afterwards.
Drakengard's canon. You gotta play them.
Oh my god, those people are so annoying. Because but like also the canon of these games is so far apart that it doesn't matter almost. Like
one day it might. Yoko Taro might just show up in a half Drakengard, half Nier helmet, and like I like that guy's style.
He's a character.
Yeah, literally.
It's like if Tim Burton got crossed with Hideo Kojima.
Yeah, that's a good description of that guy.
Yeah.
I like how Stellar Blade came out and he was like, dude, Nier sucks compared to this game. It's just, he's like, whoa, the booby butt graphics are amazing.
Yeah.
But as far as action, linear, like Devil May Cry style action games are, I heard it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've just been seeing memes about the holy trinity of like sexy girl action games with Bayonetta, Nier, and now Stellar Blade.
I wish that these idiots online didn't try to do Gamergate 2 over Stellar Blade God. Because it's so dumb.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, like guys, you are making a mountain out of like nothing. Like I promise you, no one cares. You are like, what?
It's like nobody ever said that you can't play as a sexy lady.
Yeah,
right.
I think you guys wildly misunderstood feminism somewhere along the line.
All they heard is woman happy, I'm mad. Yeah.
Well, I think it's out there. They're like they claimed it was censored. By like,
well, one of the skins had too much cleavage, I guess.
I don't know. I'm not even paying attention to it. You
just see the headlines and see the seed.
Yeah, and I'm just like, man, y'all. I promise you, there are real women. You know, like, like. If that's what you're into, like,
and it's okay if you're not, like, just don't be an asshole.
Please.
I mean, that's literally just like the bottom line. Yeah. Just don't be an asshole.
I do love how like when people ask Yoko Taro about like, I was like, why'd you put like Doobie in a maid dress? He's like, because it's Pretty Woman. I was like, yes, yeah. Like, that's the best answer. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like
okay,
there's. And she's a completely fleshed out character.
Oh, yeah.
Besides that.
Fleshed out.
Well. Wow.
That's how we're gonna end it, isn't it? We're just gonna, like,
No, I want to take a couple things, talk about a couple things.
Yeah.
Well, recently I decided instead of finishing Persona 3 remake, I took a hard pivot because I was in a dungeon. I was in the so I'm kind of crazy when it comes to these things. I do it all in one go, right?
Yeah.
So you have like it's calendar days, and you can go to Tartarus or the dungeons or whatever, and you can stay there however long as you want. And I'm like, well, if I want to hang out with everybody, I have to do this all in one fucking day.
Yeah.
And so I will like have 4 sessions of playing that game where I'm just dungeon grinding, and I just got so tired of it.
Yeah, I too have benched that game because of that.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I thought they would fix this a little bit.
I mean, it's not awful.
It is not, but
And
the calendar's so tight.
It is tight. I do like the calendar system. You have options to do every single day, and you know it's kind of funny is that I'm like, if I hold on, like I'll like look at my phone and realize that I have like 2 people inviting me out to go do something, and then I'm like, I could go home and cook dinner, and I'm like, each one of these are a branching path that I can take that I can gain either friendship level experience or I could go home and make sure I'm well rested for work tomorrow and I'll get like work experience. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
I'm like, wow, I'm like literally like gamifying, brain rotting my social and time and stuff. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to stop playing this for a bit. And I picked up Dead Rising on sale for like $4, and I have not played that game since I was a young lad of like 14 or something like that.
Lad.
And God, that game still hits. It's have you ever played that?
I've not.
It's a lot of the game came out in 2005 or 6. Right, it was one of the first Xbox 360 games that came out, and it is old Capcom, old goofy Capcom. It's like a Resident Evil like level goofy serious story, but like all the characters inside of it are goofy, and it's like time sensitive things that are happening, and you have to save survivors while also advancing like the main plot.
Okay.
So you have time for all this stuff, and you have to. I don't know. It's stupid. It's fun. Frank West is a fun journalist, and he looks stupid. So I've just been enjoying 2005 HD graphics. I beat that game yesterday. It ends with you fighting a military officer on top of a tank in a fist-to-fist combat with zombies all around you, and I'm like, this is glorious.
That's a great set piece.
It's amazing. And also, I finished the Fallout TV show.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Did you watch that?
I'm not a Fallout person. No.
Try the show.
Okay.
If you have time, put on the first episode at some point. Because actually, I meant to tie this back in when our conversation about One Piece, where you were saying that the people in charge know what's going on, and they are like going off into space or on top of the red line to avoid it. Yeah. And those themes are very heavy here. It's all like
in Fallout.
In Fallout. They show like flashbacks before the bombs fell, and it's like a hyper capitalistic. Who could imagine that happening today? Yeah. But hyper capitalistic, Red Scare in a retro futuristic future.
I don't get it. We keep making all these cautionary tales.
Wow, this TV's great.
Fallout just consistently sounded like something I would fuck with and just never did. I should do it.
You play New Vegas. That's like the best
People
one.
say to play New Vegas.
It's the one with the best RPG mechanics, and you can literally like do whatever you want.
If I play only New Vegas, though, I'm never beating the trans girl allegations.
I know it's just embrace it. Yeah. Just embrace it. I love.
Some friends of mine know that it's all good natured. It's fine. I'm not a trans girl. Sorry. Like we have a lot of overlapping interests.
And I think that's what makes it so beautiful. I saw a meme it's like, oh boy, Fallout New Vegas, I guess I'll give it a try. 20 hours in, am I a girl? But yeah, the RPG mechanics in that game are really good. And that's a thing that like Bethesda doesn't really. Bethesda will give you a dialogue tree, and your answers are, you have 4 options: yes, no, but yes, yes sarcastically, and yes later.
Interesting.
That's really like all they are, especially in Fallout 4. So, I mean, no hate towards, the people who like 4. I mean, it's a fun, like, building and romp stuff, but New Vegas is got charm. It's got a good radio. We got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle. It's good.
Can't beat that.
No, not at all. And you might find yourself becoming a girl, and that's okay.
And that'll be just fine.
That'll be just fine. All right, I think we can wrap it up there.
Yeah, we're gonna end on on that. Okay,
well,
it's better than the flesh joke, the 2B's ass probably.
Well,
famous as it is,
it is one of the world's most famous asses, I think.
Yeah. One of the asses of all time.
Well, I mean, it's more than that. But the point is, stay true to yourself.
Yeah.
Stay true to yourself, people. And we will catch you next time on Two Piece in a Podcast.